One Piece Fan Letter Preview, a legendary episode in the making. One Piece Fan Letter is a sort of love letter to the Straw Hat Pirates in a way. Of course, this is still set within the world of One Piece, and fans can take it to be a part of the entire story given that it doesn't affect the plot in any way at all. That said, this story is entirely non-canon, but it certainly does add an element of depth to the Straw Hat Pirates and their journey. Of course, none of the characters who fans get to see in the Straw Hat novel, or, in this case, One Piece Fan Letter have met the crew, but they are certainly influenced by them in more ways than one. In other words, the One Piece Fan Letter is essentially a collection of stories about people who exist in the One Piece world and have had their lives influenced by the Straw Hat Pirates in one way or another, unknowingly to the crew themselves. Naturally, this shouldn't be hard for fans to imagine. The Straw Hats are a majestic crew and one that is known in every corner of the world. They are also always fighting against oppression often, and even though most of the time, they are portrayed to be the evildoers, some people do get to see glimpses of their heroes doing heroic acts, and, understandably, get inspired by them in one way or another. That is precisely what the One Piece Fan Letter is all about, and depending on how many stories are going to be adapted here, fans have something incredible at their hands. At the very least, fans know that Nami, Luffy, Zoro, and Franky's parts in the story are going to be adapted, which makes them incredibly excited. The likes of Luffy and Zoro have their own stories, as do some of the Straw Hats, and that is precisely what makes this collection of stories so important. They focus on different elements of the story, such as the bond of brotherhood and the strength of swordsmen, and bring the characters of One Piece to life. How many Straw Hat stories will be adapted? At this point, it is unknown how many Straw Hat stories will be adapted. All that the fans know is that the Nami, Luffy, Zoro, and Franky's stories are going to be adapted at this point, and that it will likely not span over the entire episode. With Nami's story, fans can expect great quality, and, hopefully, it will live up to the expectations of the fans. At the same time, fans can also expect Luffy and Zoro's stories to be adapted. Fans know Luffy's part in the novel to specifically hold an incredible story of brotherhood, and this part should absolutely be adapted because it does carry tremendous potential. During the Battle of Marineford, a Marine witnesses Luffy rescuing Ace. Witnessing the bond between the two brothers makes him question his relationship with his brother, who is also fighting in the war. Of course, there are other members of the Straw Hat Pirates as well who could potentially get their own story. There is also a chance for the anime team to craft their own story here and incorporate that into the episode. Naturally, none of the stories in the Straw Hat novel are canon, as Oda has nothing to do with them. As such, the staff can take creative liberties here and potentially create anything that they like, if they want to. That would certainly elevate the episode even further and make it a proper fan letter to One Piece, Oda, and the Straw Hats themselves. After all, these are heroic individuals who have affected countless lives not only in the world of One Piece but, of course, in the real world as well. This project is a product of hard work and something that fans absolutely cannot wait to see being brought to life.